This is Casey with Bassmaster Outdoors, and today we're gonna go out there and bruise our ribs, or at least try to. I got Bob Downey with me today, and we're gonna start on some deep structure, throwing some AT jigs from All Terrain. Start simple, just a regular plastic chunk on the back. If that doesn't work, we might put more of a swim bait type paddle tail on the back. But we're gonna go out on some deep structure, mainly rock humps, sand humps, and see if those offshore fish have grouped up.
Hey everyone, Bob Downey here, out here with Casey with Bass Brawl today. We're going to be using the all-terrain tackle AT jig to try and put some big old largemouth in the boat. This happens to be a 3/4 ounce AT jig. It comes in several different sizes: quarter, 3/8, half, and 3/4. Today we're going to be offshore, a little bit deeper water. That 3/4, half ounce is a really good option to get down there, feel what you're fishing, and a lot of times it can trigger bites too. It's going to fall a little faster than that quarter or 3/8 ounce. A couple things I really like about it: it's got a stout hook. I throw this jig on fluorocarbon, medium heavy to a heavy action casting rod a lot of times. Really good hook. It's not going to flex on you. It's got a really cool keeper system on it that's innovative, that All Terrain has come up with. Keeps your trailer locked on there. It's got an amazing color selection. This is a really good bluegill imitator that we have. It's called the Texas Craw. We use it up here in northern Minnesota all the time. Really good bluegill imitator. Just an all-around great jig. Flipping docks, deep structure, mid-zone. You can crawl it on the bottom offshore as well. We're hoping to put some big largemouth in the boat today with the all-terrain tackle AT jig.
Yesterday and just beat them up.
Alright, it's a good start. AT jig. Man, look at that post-spawn fish. Just getting out to this spot probably. That thing thumped it right below the boat. Good hook right in the nose there, right where you want it.
And so far the little jig is outperforming the big jig.
Yeah. That one was right below the boat. I can't even get the darn thing off. He stuck it pretty good right in the nostril there. There we go.
Yeah, that was buttoned.
Yeah. Good chunky fish. Get it back.
Okay, so here's a quick look at what we're throwing here. And I'm going to start with the 3/4 ounce plastic chunk.
Alright, and I'm going to go with the lighter version. This is typically what I'd skip docks with, the 3/8 ounce. But we're going to try it offshore here. I might have to bump up to a half with the wind we got, but
and
a
we're gonna
bigger profile, but we're gonna give it a try.
Oh, there, that was rock solid. That is the right kind. That was basically one.
Oh no!
God, I hate it when that happens. Oh, that fish there is mega live. I got a whole school in front of the boat sitting here. You can see them, they're still on the graph. 7:32, those fish just disappeared to the bottom again. They're not even on the structure. If you look at here, we're just coming up to the structure, so they're out in 18 feet on just a soft bottom, just roaming. This might be a really good sign.
That was fun. That's a chunk. That one I was kind of just dragging it down there a bit. Nice.
So big jig, little jig right now, it doesn't seem to matter.
No, that one was on the smaller jig.
Show me its
Slower
mouth
fall.
there. It's got that thing choked in there.
Way down in there.
Nice.
Another post spawner, just getting out here. This is one of the best times of the year catch these fish on these spots. Beautiful one. Man, that was fun.
I actually made a path and just trace it perfectly.
Sure.
But then when I found over here, there's a hump of rock in 12 or 14 feet. So right away, we just pulled out and we pulled up and just fished these just out,
Yeah.
out on these edges of stuff. There's sunfish beds there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I cast right to that patch of bluegill beds. That thing just rocked that jig. Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
Why? Why?
Just off the bluegill bed a bit.
Well, somebody knows how to get the fish in the boat.
Decent chunk right off a bluegill bed. You could see it really well on 360.
We'll show you a picture of that here. You can see there's like 20 bluegill beds there, and they like to always go next to a couple rocks, and then we got weeds growing here. Oh, that one might bite. Yep. Oh. Got the old double on the AT jigs. That'll work.
This is a little bigger. Big jig, bigger fish on that one. Nice.
It's always fun though to double up and
No kidding.
pop largemouth. And that was pretty
Fun
cool
chunk.
because we're coming up to a bunch of beds and weeds. And on the Mega Live, saw those lines, and the second my jig was falling, that one black line shot to the bottom, and you heard me call it before. Like right there, there's a couple more. We'll see if it works again. Jig just fell right into it. Yep. That there was totally that Mega Live. You can see my jig fall right in there. And as soon as it did, that line went down and hit it, and that was that fish. And they would like yank down on it. I gotta remember to try that.
Decent one, I think, if it's a bass.
Oh,
not huge.
acrobat.
Fun size one. Another AT jig fish. Decent little school down there right off this weed point.
It looks like you've used that jig a little bit.
Yeah,
A little paint missing off the head.
been getting bit a little bit.
And look at that rough edge there. That helps when you're dragging over those rocks and hard bottom, just to feel a little bit.
Yep, good setup. I went back to the 1/2 ounce. Got
What?
bit off by a pike. Just a little easier for me to feel down there is really the biggest deal. That 3/8 was fine in the morning. We're getting a little more wind now, so 1/2 ounce, just easier to control under a little bit windier conditions. So
And then what knot do you like tying with your fluorocarbon?
this is a shark knot. I learned it from Mark Zona. I'll tie a Palomar with a lot of reaction type baits, but any sort of shock hook set, I really like a shark knot. Is, you know, go through twice, twist it, come back through the bottom, pull it tight. Kind of like your trilene, but you double it.
Okay.
So, yeah. It's been
And
a
we're
good
using
big knot.
and we're using 2 different trailers here. And right now, I don't know if it's really making a difference. Some days it really does.
Yeah. Yeah,
Let me
this
clean
one's
off
got-
the mess before we check it out. So I'm using just a flat, and I'm actually missing a piece from all these fish grabbing it, but I'm just using a flat chunk on there.
And this is more of a speed craw, got a little more action, little smaller profile. I don't know, today we're getting bit on both, but...
And there's days where one or the other makes a huge difference. So,
right,
yeah.
for sure. So definitely experiment with that.
Every day is a different day.
Yes, it is. Yeah, this spot definitely seems to have the best concentration so far. Or we just hit that window now where they're set up.
Right. Oh. You saw me there. I was a little shy on the hook set because they haven't been taking it real good.
Sorry,
And we got a
I'm
twist.
all up in your business.
We got a little twist here. That one's actually choked down there pretty good.
Yeah, he got that nice.
We'll let him go and then get our lines unwrapped.
I thought I had a bite there for a second.
Yeah. No damage at all.
Oh, just a little guy. Saw that line way out there on Mega Live. He's not a big one, but he was sitting out there about 60 feet, dropped it down to him. You can see they're
showing up there. Yeah.
We're throwing right to those.
You got the
Looking it through the
bluegills underneath the
grass.
boat, and we got the bass out in front. Okay, and here you can see a bunch of bluegill underneath the boat, showing up on the 360. Some rocks. This is all weed, and we're just throwing our jigs past that. That's 60, 65 feet, and bringing it back. And then on the other side of that, we're aiming the Mega Live, and you can see these fish out here, 60 feet out. We're just throwing our jigs out there and letting it fall right into those and just working it back. Most of these fish we're catching are either hitting it right away or they're hitting it after we work it a ways up right by the boat. They're just hitting a little weird today, but there.
Nice.
They've been biting really weird.
Nice.
But if you stick with
That
it
was awesome.
and you keep tossing the AT jig, and I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I actually shrunk down mine a little bit from where we started. So
Yeah.
we started with the 3/4, but
And I had a 3/8, and now I'm back to a half too.
so we're bouncing over, but
We're kind of landed in the middle a bit. That's a beauty. Look at that one's getting healthy, feeding up.
yeah, this one's actually feeding on those gills that are out here and looking good. You know, some of those post-spawn fish are thinned out, but
That one's looking healthy.
maybe it's a sign of things to come. If you want to have some fun, go get yourself some AT jigs.
Yep,
Few different sizes, different colors.
yep.
Find some offshore structure and get on these post-spawn and early summer bass.
Super fun way to catch them. Really fun. Bait caster, heavy line. Can really jack on these fish. It's just a blast out here.
Yeah, and what's cool is we were just talking about this. There's different ways you can do this.
Yeah.
I'm using straight 40-pound braid.
Yep.
Bob's using,
I got 20-pound fluorocarbon, 7.3 medium heavy. So you can mix it up, whatever works best for you, whatever you prefer, what you're more comfortable with. So I use a lot of fluoro, and that's just what I'm comfortable with. But clearly it works both ways.
yeah, so focus on finding the fish. I think that's the biggest key.
Yeah.
You know, you can change rods, lines, reels, baits. If you're not by fish, you're not catching a fish.
Yep. You get around them and.
Once you're there, then experiment, and if they stop biting, braid, try fluoro and mix it up. But
right.
yeah.
Right. Sweet.
Well, we'll let this one go and see if there's any more with it.